I'm going to shock you today with some facts and a story. Now, for those of you who are new, my name is Nari. I'm a functional gut health registered dietitian, and let's get right to it. How many times have you gone to the doctor for your digestive issues just to be told all your labs are normal or you just have IBS? Basically, go home. There's not much else we can do. The thing is, you're not alone. My clients, myself, and who knows how many other people are actually in the same boat, which is really unfortunate. Now, a few years ago, when I was dealing with freaking bloating, the doctor told me, don't worry about it, Naria. Some things just happen with age, but you're young enough that it's really not a problem. Just take the supplements and the medication we're telling you, and you're going to be fine. Um, Basically, she was saying, I don't know. And I'm not going to admit that. So just take what we're telling you and leave me alone. And I didn't appreciate that. I needed answers, especially from someone that I felt you went to medical school, you should have the answers. Now, it would honestly be such an easier process if these doctors just say, I don't know. I didn't study that, instead of just trying to give an answer all the time and borderline gaslighting a lot of us. Can you relate to this? Now, don't get me wrong. I highly respect all medical professionals, but I do not appreciate being gaslighted that I'm okay when I feel like I am dying. I don't care that the labs are saying they're normal. I know what I'm feeling. And if you're feeling the same way, you're going to want to watch the end of this episode. I want to share a story. Now, as you probably already know, I'm a registered dietitian. So I interact with all types of people, friends, family, and other providers. Well, a few months ago, I'm wandering around planet Earth and I see one of my friends and she's a nurse practitioner. She tells me, Naria, I'm having all these GI issues. I've gone to the doctor and they told me that all was fine. They told me the same old, you're young enough. Don't worry about it spiel that I personally can connect with. And she says, I just don't know what to do. I know if I go with another GI doctor, they're literally going to just say, hey, another endoscopy, colonoscopy, acid reducing medication, just a whole spiel. And she says, I don't think that's going to be my solution. She says, I'm still having daily pains. I don't know what to do. What probiotic should I take? And I tell her, honestly, I wish it was that easy. If it was as easy as just take a probiotic, I wouldn't see over 60 people a day with digestive issues. Honestly, I wish. Her next step was functional testing, which she did. And we learned so much about the whys. We were learning why she was having these digestive issues, the bloating, the pain. You see, we saw a connection with possible SIBO as well. And I explained this to her and she says, excuse me, what's SIBO? I'm a nurse practitioner. I work with thousands of people and providers. I have never heard of such random letters put together. And I respond, honestly, it's borderline not your fault. It's you weren't trained for it. Reality is you're not trained in functional medicine. But the good news is you can always learn. It's never too late, especially as a provider. You can mix both worlds and start to practice integrative health, which is fantastic. You see, she became aware of a world that existed because of her own issues. And I'm going to be honest with you, it happened to me too. I didn't realize this world was a thing until I was ignored and gaslighted by my own doctor. I was like, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna we're gonna get some answers here. I share this story with you because I want you to understand something very important. Many of us tend to put titles above everything else, and that included me once. When I saw the title MD, DO, NP, RN, whatever, I trusted my life with them. I trusted that what they said was true. And the thing is, it's simply not. We always have to remember what are people actually trained in and what do we need. Now, I'm not saying to not go to the doctor and forget them. No, 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 no. Always do the basics. If you're having digestive pain, you need to go to a GI doctor. Let them do their thing, okay? And if they can't answer it or they're just saying more a stomach acid reducing medicine, then that's when you say, what else can I do? What can I integrate here? Answer is functional medicine. Next, I want to share with you a few things I want you to do, even if you don't feel comfortable. You must do this. You need to advocate for yourself. Ask your doctor about functional testing. Now, maybe 1%, 5% of doctors will know what you mean, but it doesn't hurt to ask because you could be the one teaching them. I actually have a client right now that's teaching all the staff. A few weeks ago, he was in the emergency room seeing all types of doctors and nurses. And he was talking to me during our last session about how he was teaching all the nurses what SIBO meant. They saw his chart and they said, I see the SIBO diagnosis. What the heck is that? He's like, Naria, I'm literally teaching people that I once fully trusted with my life and more. I trusted that they had all the answers. And now I'm teaching them and I'm not even a provider. Sometimes we teach others, and that's okay. I think as providers, we all have to be open to things. And what I see in the field in clinics is that many times providers are stuck in their own ways, that they say it's my way or the highway. Well, then I guess goodbye. Next, if you think you may have SIBO, just talk to your doctor about it. Just make sure that they do the breath test and they're testing for all 3 types of SIBOs. And they may prescribe antibiotics, which they will. But I want you to know that there are other ways to treat SIBO, especially depending on what type of SIBO you have. Consider exploring functional medicine. If you're stuck in a cycle of short-term fixes and you feel like this is my second, third, fourth, fifth flare-up of the year, I think it's time to try something new. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Okay, friends? And not just functional medicine, but integrative medicine. Like, I love integrative medicine. There's always a place for both worlds. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And when people say, Naria, what if I want to fully avoid the doctor and I fully want to do this? I tell them the risks. Me personally, I don't feel comfortable working with someone who hasn't seen a GI doctor, who hasn't had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, because I don't know what's going on in there. It's not my scope of practice to be a GI doctor. I'm a dietitian. I want them to do their job. So, guys, integrative medicine honestly can be a game changer. Getting a SIBO diagnosis does have to be by your doctor. Please don't self-diagnose. Please don't. For so many reasons. Go to your doctor, get the testing, get actually diagnosed. Now, I want to share some habits that I want you to start today, especially if you think I might have SIBO. Let me get tested while I wait for that result. What can I do? I want you to really think about having set meal times, spacing them out about 4 to 5 hours. This is huge. You want to have dinner about 4 hours before you go to bed. Don't eat so late because your body has to digest while you're just probably sitting around. I know not all of you sit around after, I know, because sometimes I get comments, sorry, I'm working out and walking after. Cool. I still want you to have dinner at a reasonable time. I want you to be mindful that your body does have to work, even if it's not telling you what it's doing. Next, it does not hurt to reduce processed carbs and added sugars. It doesn't hurt. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about fruits. If you have SIBO, that's a different story, but this is while we're waiting for the results. Okay. Now, remember this, and this is really, really important. You don't only want to treat SIBO. You have to, and please listen, you have to treat the why you have SIBO. Why is there an overgrowth? Why is this happening? This comes with any digestive problem that you may have. Why do you have it? Because let's say for SIBO, let's say you have it because you have low stomach acid. You have SIBO, you get the antibiotics, SIBO's gone for a few months, but then it comes back and you're like, why am I here again? Well, because you didn't get to the root problem, the stomach acid. You have to get to the root problem. You don't want to just keep killing the bacteria. You have to find out why. Otherwise, you're going to be in this boat of treating it over and over and over again. And you are going to get tired. You're going to get fatigued. You're going to get annoyed. You're going to be very irritable with everybody. So think, doctor, not only do I want to treat it, but let's find out why. Why do I have SIBO? That's going to be key, friends. And not only with SIBO, with anything, you always want to get to that root problem. Now, common reasons for SIBO include low stomach acid, like I said, which could be You could just have it, or it could be because you're using a proton pump inhibitor like omeprazole specifically for too long. It could be due to poor oral hygiene. All those microbes are just building up, building up. They're passing through. There's so many. They're passing through the stomach acid, especially if you don't have enough stomach acid. They're getting to the small intestine. And guess what? Those microbes in the small intestine, they're not happy. They don't like guests. Okay. So you want to deal with that issue. It could also be maybe a gallbladder removal, structural issues. The point is, you want to work with a provider to figure this out. You do it yourself, you may not ever get an answer. And worse, you'll be in this deep hole of sadness for years. Talk with your functional provider to get to that root problem so you can get back to your life. Don't you want to live again without bloating and pain, irritability, brain fog, and who knows what else you're experiencing? Yeah. Now, please, please always advocate for yourself. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure to comment below and share your journey or one thing you're going to implement. And make sure to share with your family and friends if you feel they're going to benefit. Till next time, friends. Bye.